Knit and Crochet Together, and I'm on the daisy star stitch. This is how I did mine. I'm using a size J crochet hook. I'm going to be at this corner and chain 3. And then I'm going to go into the first stitch. That's 1. Now I've got 2 on the hook. 2, 3, 4. Well, now I got 5. Okay, now I'm going to go 6. Wait. 5. One more. 6. Okay, now I pull it up like this, stretch it out right here so you can get into that stitch. You'll see in a minute why you need to do that. Hook your hook onto the thread and pull it through all 6 stitches. Then you crochet 1. Then you go into the hole that you just crocheted through, and that's your second stitch. You're aiming to get 6 stitches onto your hook. The third stitch is this stitch in the back right here. That's the third stitch. The fourth stitch looks like this. Right here. That's the fourth stitch. Make sure it's loose. Now this is the 5th stitch and the 6th stitch. Just knit the front part of the next 2 stitches to get your 6 stitches. Now I pull it way up like this so I can get into that back 3rd stitch when I go back the other way. So you hook this thread around, pull it through all 6, crochet 1, go into the same hole you just crocheted in, that you just formed. Now the reason why I pull the needle up like this real hard is so I can get into this back 3rd stitch right here. That's the 3rd stitch. The 4th stitch looks like this. There's the 4th stitch. And then the 2, 5, and 6 are just the front of this next 2 stitches. So here we go. I'm going to pull it up again like this. Hook it, pull it through. Crochet those together so there's a hole. Go through the hole, and there's your 2nd stitch. Go through the back of the 3rd stitch right here. Hook it. Go to the number 4 stitch. Be right here. 4. And then the front of the next 2 stitches, 5 and 6. Okay, now when you get to the 6th stitch, you should be right in the middle above the hole that's formed on the row below. Pull it back really hard, hook it, pull it through all 6 stitches. Now you crochet 1, make that eye, go through the eye, got the 2nd stitch. The 3rd stitch is the back part of this right here. And then the 4th stitch is right here. And then the 5th and 6th stitch are the front part of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Pull it back like this again, so you'll have that 3rd stitch loose enough to get into. Pull it through. Hook it together, make an eye, go through the eye, and there's your 2nd stitch. There's this 3rd stitch, the back of the stitch right here. So that's how you form this. And then there's a 4th stitch, 5th, 6th, front of the 6th stitch. Now pull it back again really hard so that it's loose. Pull through all the 6 strands. Crochet 1, you made an eye, go through the eye. That's your second stitch, your third stitch, your fourth stitch, your fifth stitch, and your sixth stitch. All right, now I'm going to keep going like this all the way across the row. And when I get to the second row, I'll show you how to form the second row. But the only thing you need to know about this row is that when you get to the edge on this side, you put a half double crochet in the very last stitch, like right here. And the half double crochet looks like this. Now let's finish this one first. Hook that, go through the eye, that's your second stitch, go through the back of the third stitch, into the hole for the fourth stitch, fifth stitch, sixth stitch. I guess it never ends. Okay, now I'm going to pull through this and I'm going to hook it. When you get to the very end of this row, this is what you do into this last stitch. You're at this point, you've hooked it together, but you didn't go the second time into this eye. So you wrap it around like this. This is a half double crochet. Put it into that very last stitch, hook it. You got 3 on your needle, and then pull through the 3. That'll be your last stitch of this row. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this row. And when I get to that half stitch, I'll show you how it's formed. Then we'll turn the work around to the back side. And I'll show you how to do the second row. So you repeat the first row and the second row, the first row and the second row, all the way till your pillow is big enough to fit the front of your pillow. On mine, look at video 1. It should show the pattern that I'm making. On mine, I have 32 stitches across when you get to that second row, and I'll show you what I mean. When we get to that second row, I'll get back to you and we'll do that second row together, and I'll show you that I have 32 pretty much holes like this across. And because I have 32, if I don't have 32 on each row, then I know that I'm making it crooked. So I'm going to make sure I have 32 every single row when I'm knitting back on the opposite side. And I'll show you what I mean on the next video. So let's see, this is probably video 11, and I'll get back with you on video 12. We're doing back the other side of this pattern. Thank you.